Hello everyone, Scylez here, doing another devlog. It's been a really long time since I've done one of these, but I figured maybe I should start up again and make some short videos informing people of just exactly what I'm doing, what's going on, and where some of these projects are at. I make, some text updates every now and then. I post one on Patreon every month or so, and maybe some little previews on Twitter every now and then, but I don't really have anything concrete that explains exactly what's going on. So that's why I'm gonna try and start putting these videos out a little more often. And first things first is the visual novel. I know I've put some devlogs out on it before a long time ago, and honestly I don't remember where I left off with those, but good news is the game's done. So hooray, yay, devlog over. The game is finished. It's in a state that I'm pretty happy with, and now I've just been adding new content to it, so bonus scenes, extra content, bug fixes, things like that. So all in all, I'm happy with how the game is right now, and just talking about the base game, I'll go over a few details here. So it's available on Steam, PC, web platforms, Android, and now Linux. I've added to the package, so you can play it just about anywhere. It's a free game, no payment required, and it's, around 350,000 word visual novel. Multiple endings, you can play all the way through it. There's a bunch of characters to romance, some fun little bonus content that you can find in the sea. There are still probably a few bugs here and there, and I know for sure there's going to be some spelling errors in it. I'm just one person, and I'm honestly not that great at spelling, so there's going to be some spelling errors still around in it. But if anybody finds a bug, finds a spelling error, feel free to contact me and reach out, and I'll fix it right away. Two places you can find it and play it. Itch.io is the main hub for the game. That's the area I keep the most up to date. You can also find it on Steam, which is admittedly a little bit behind on its updates. I need to upload an update there. You can also find it on GameJolt, which is also a little bit behind. Not quite as behind as Steam, but I need to give all three a good update so that it's, consistent across the board. But Itch.io is always the hub that I pay attention to the most, just because I use that platform first, and it's easy and simple for me to add uploads to it. I believe the last time I had made a devlog on the visual novel, it was not done, not completed. I don't even think the character art was redone. So story goes, I made the whole visual novel, I planned out the story, then I started writing it. Halfway through writing it, I redid all of the sprite artwork for the visual novel, and I not redid, but I kind of overhauled the plan for the story and then started writing with this new plan in store. I think it came out really nice. There's also a 3D section that you can play in the game, so it's optional, but it's like a little exploration section where you can control a character, move around the city that the visual novel takes place in, named Scylez. You can find little extra tidbits in there, some bonus scenes, some mini scenes, things like that. And I just think it's a little fun to break up the exploration with, break up the reading with a little bit of exploration. Oh, and the last update for the visual novel, I even added a little mini game too. It's one of those, the swipe mini games where you kind of gotta fill a bunch of bars based on decisions that you have to make. I don't know what these mini games are called, but you can find them on phones pretty easily, where it's like, you have 5 bars at the top, one that's like, love, money, power, something, yada yada, and you have to make decisions, yes or no, basically. And based on the decisions you make, some bars will go up, some bars will go down, and you can't have any bars go all the way down. So I just thought, why not? I'll make one of those, and I threw it in there. And that was kind of fun, but it's just a little extra bonus content. Ending off here, I don't really have any plans for the visual novel. Well, I'll go into bonus scenes and mini scenes a little bit more. So after the main story of the visual novel got completed, I think there's 28 scenes or so in all that you can play through. There's 10 characters that have romance options, so you can date them and have some fun lewd interactions with them if you want. After the whole game was done, I thought it'd be nice to incorporate a little bit more, some more extra bonus content. So I added some bonus scenes in there. There's like 7 or 8 bonus scenes that also have extra character romance options in them and add a little bit more to the story and the world building. And I think they're just little fun bits that get added in. Same with the mini scenes. The mini scenes don't have any lewdness to them or any characters to romance, but they just give you a little bit more information on the world, and I really thought that was fun to incorporate. So the game is finished, it's ready for you to play. I'll have download links all over the place here. You can play it just about anywhere you want. And that brings me into two sort of related subjects. The first one that I'm going to go into here is the Chasing Tail Choose Your Own Adventure book. So something that I've done is I've taken the entire visual novel and I've turned it into a Choose Your Own Adventure book. So it's a full book format story. I have a PDF that I created of the whole thing. I got one of them printed, just a test print to see how it would come out, and I'm so excited about it. It's so nice. It's really cool. It's a beefy book too. It's 749-ish pages, so it's a lot bigger than I expected it to be. But I'm really happy with it, and I'll post the pictures or a little video here showing the book off. It's really cool, but it's the whole visual novel is put into book format. Every page has a background that is associated with that scene that you would see in the visual novel. A lot of pages have character sprites to represent who's speaking. There's full illustration pages of the artwork that you can see. It's really cool, and it's a neat little. It's something I've always wanted to do. Is if I made this visual novel, I wanted to turn it into a physical book, and now it is. So. With this test book, I see there's a few things that I can edit and alter, and I'm going to do that. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to launch a little campaign to take orders. So if anybody wants a copy of this book, you'll be able to do so. I'm going to have two versions, one with standard color and one with premium color. The standard color looks great. I have no complaints with it, but I can see where premium color would really make some of the darks pop and really make the full illustrations look a lot nicer. But still, I have no issues with the standard color. And my only issue with the premium color is it costs a lot. It's pretty expensive. It's like $130 to order the premium color version, while the standard color is like, around $55, $60. So I'm gonna have those two versions up for sale. I'm not going to be taking a profit on these, really. I just want to put them up for sale for however much it's going to cost to print them and ship them, because it's just a cool project that I'd like to distribute. So I'm going to have that up very soon, maybe even by the time this video is up. Probably not, but after it's out, I'll go back in this video and I'll link to that book order form. It's the whole book, though. You can read through it from start to finish, and whenever there's an option that would be in the visual novel that might change the path that you would take, the book will direct you. Like, you choose option A, it'll tell you, all right, turn to this scene and start reading. Or if you choose option B, it'll tell you turn to this page and start reading. And you'll follow through the book that way and make your way to the ending. And it's pretty cool. It includes all the bonus scenes, all the mini scenes, all of the content that's been created up to this point for the visual novel has been put in this Choose Your Own Adventure book. I think there's a deer over there. If I could activate my camera while I'm recording this, I would show you. I don't think I can. Anyway, so that's the book. A super cool project that I'm really, really happy with. I'm really excited about that. Continuing on the Chasing Tails theme, I guess I could, this isn't one of the two things I mentioned earlier, but I can mention merch. I put up a little store on Society 6 with some merch for it, so if you have a character you really love, feel free to, poke around on there and buy some merch with, your favorite character on it. I myself bought some stickers and a cup and, a couple little fun things there. Admittedly, that probably most of the sales on my Society 6 store were just from myself so far. But, I just think it's so fun and cool that I couldn't resist. So yeah, I'll also post that link somewhere too. But on to the second thing that I was going to mention in this devlog. Now that this visual novel is complete and I'm really happy with where it's at, I'm making a sequel. And the sequel is going to be titled Chasing Shadows. So I'll give a little, not a spoiler, but a little teaser of what's going to happen in the second book. It's going to be all new characters, except for the main character that you play as in the first visual novel. They're going to carry over to this second visual novel. But the rest of the characters, they're going to be all new, and instead of taking place in Scylez, on this continent, it's going to take place across the globe in the Shadowlands. If you don't know, if you haven't, played through the visual novel or anything yet, the Shadowlands is it's a different continent. It's mentioned a few times in the visual novel, mostly as, a lawless land, no government, You know, it's kind of mysterious. There's a lot of talks of taboo things, or, you know, magic and dark arts and stuff that goes on there. Maybe a lot of it's embellishment, maybe not, who knows? You'll find out in the sequel, and maybe a few others. You get tidbits of some species that might be from the Shadowlands, like more the unusual species, like, I don't know, hellhounds and deathclaws and turians and that kind of thing. So it's going to be a fun sequel to the visual novel. It's going to be, not sure how long it's going to be yet. I'm in the planning stage right now. I've got a little teaser demo up on itch.io of it that I'll also link here. But it's maybe starting going forward, I'll have some updates on the Shadowlands, because currently that's the next visual novel project I have in the works. That's about all I can say on it so far, except I'm looking for an artist to work with. If you know or have any artists that you would recommend who would like to tackle doing a big project, basically I need sprite work is what I need. So I'm gonna have a whole bunch of characters that are gonna be in this second game, and rather than drawing them myself and taking over a year to do it, I would just like to, you know, get some help with it and maybe speed the visual novel development process up a little bit. So feel free to recommend me some artists if you have any, that'd be great. And I think that's all I have for this little devlog video. If I think of anything else, I don't know, I'll record another one. But thank you very much for listening to me ramble. I hope the audio quality wasn't too terrible on this. And yeah, thank you for being here on my YouTube channel. I know I'm not super active here, but maybe I'll change that and start doing some fun little things here. I don't know, we'll see. I'm just having fun with all of this, and you know, it's been great. I'm really thankful that there are people who are supporting me on Patreon even. It's really cool. I never imagined that there'd even be one person who would go to a Patreon and give me money to try and, you know, make these things go further. But it really does help. All of the money that I've gotten on Patreon, it's gone right back into the visual novel or some of the other little projects I've got going on, and hopefully it'll help boost the quality of this content, and hopefully, you know, you guys will see that. It really, I can already tell though, it really does help a lot, and it's something that I think it's so cool, and I'm so thankful for that. Anyway, that's enough rambling. I will stop talking now. Thank you for listening.